Hello and welcome to Life Academy's series of lectures in project management. My name is Carl-Göran Larsson, or CG for short. I work for Life Academy as a lecturer in project management. And in a couple of weeks' time we will meet and we will discuss your projects and my theory of projects. And that's what we're going to talk about today. An introduction to what do we mean by projects. What is projects really? Well, if you look at things that happens within your organization, things that happens every day, we call that the repetitive work. Something that we know for sure what we're going to do, this is what's going to happen, this is repetitive work. Now when it comes to projects, it's different. So if we write down a few things about projects, what is it that describes projects? What is it that characterizes what we mean by a project? Well, one important thing is that it is time limited. It has a defined start and a planned end date when we are supposed to deliver the result. So we can say that project has got a starting point and an end point. It is time limited. So if we compare it again to the normal repetitive work, projects are time limited. They only live for a certain amount of time. Clear starting point and a clear end point. So that's one thing that characterizes projects. Another thing is that at the end of the project, we should deliver something. The project has got an objective, a goal. This is what's going to happen. This is what we want to achieve. So, time limited and an objective. But then there is one more thing which is very important to characterize a project, which differentiates it from the normal everyday work, and that is the uniqueness. Project has got something that is unique. It could be a new customer, a new product, a new way of doing things, anything that we haven't done before. It has got a uniqueness to it. That's what we call projects. Something that is time limited, to get an objective, to meet an objective, and it's unique compared to the normal everyday work. So let's look at your organization, or let's look at any organization. If this arrow here is describing what we are aiming for, this is our vision. This is what we want to achieve. This is what we want to do. That's our organization's objective. That's what we want to do. Now what do? Well, we create an organization that supports this. And the organization looks something like this. They always do. It's very common. Tayloristic description, a hierarchical description, some management levels, reporting direction. That's what we want to do. This is what we want to create in order to support the overall objective of the organization. This is the everyday work. This is the repetitive work that happens within the organization. Now something happens, and it could be an idea, an internal idea. Some of the employees, they say, why don't we do this? Or a customer that knocks on the door and say, I would like something like this. Or a competitor that presents a new product, a new service. Now what do? Well, all of this I normally illustrate by saying that it is an idea. We have identified a need and we have this idea. This is what we want to do. This is what we want to achieve. But this doesn't fit into the normal organization. This doesn't fit into what we do every day. It's got something unique to it. So we need to create a parallel organization to do this job. So what we do is we start a project. And the project has got its objective. This is what we want to achieve. And that should be in line with the overall objective of the organization. This must support what we are striving for. This is supporting the organization, but still it lives its own life outside the normal operations, normal everyday work. So this is the project. Now, who's working in the project? Well, we normally pick people from the normal organization to go into the project and work towards this objective. And at the end of the project, we have reached the objective and we deliver a result. And the result is taken care of by the normal organization. Because at the end of the project dies. It has achieved its goal, and therefore we don't need it any longer. But it needs to deliver the result, so we deliver back to the organization what we have done for the organization to take responsibility of the result. But equally important is that we should deliver back how we did it. Because what we have done here, we have learned a lot from. And that experience needs to be passed on to the organization in order for it to, when the next project starts, be able to use that experience to become even better, even more efficient. So this is the project. Now, how do we manage this project? Well, we need a project manager. And what is the role? What is the objective? What is the role for the project manager? What do we need from the project manager? Well, let's have a look at the project manager. When we define the project manager's duties, we say the project manager is there to apply skills. So the project manager is supposed to apply skills. Now, what do we mean by skills? Well, we differentiate between hard skills and soft skills. Soft skills are things like team building, negotiating, communicating, whilst hard skills are things like planning, cost estimating, time estimating, budgeting. That's what we mean by the hard and the soft skills. And as a project manager, you need to master all of these different skills. So to apply the skills, but also to apply what we would like to give you, what we call knowledge. Knowledge about what is project and what is project management. To apply skills, to apply knowledge, to use tools for planning, for example, and techniques. How do I make cost estimates? How do I make time estimates? Those types of techniques we need. So now, when we are there, supposed to start our project, we need to ask ourselves some important questions. Now, what are we going to do? What is it that we're going to do? When are we going to do it? How is it going to be done? And who's going to do it? Now, these 4 important questions will be the subject for the next lecture. So, for now, thank you very much for joining Life Academy.